Guys, it's been about a day since I recorded the video you're about to see, and I realized I want to start off with a few notes so you know how to watch it. Please keep in mind that everything that I'm sharing with you guys here is really just an internal process, and I want to share that with you so you understand that that's what's going on in my brain. So whatever piece of content that you see of me otherwise, just always keep in mind that this is something I'm concerning myself with, and that's something that I'm working on. And I just wanted to kind of pledge that to you guys so you know what this video is about. But also I encourage you to, if you're watching it, watch the whole thing through. Otherwise you're gonna miss out on the thought process as a whole. So enough of me talking, because I'm about to talk a lot more. What's up, guys? It's Marcel from Dapper Street. How you guys doing today? It's gonna be a little bit a different type of video today. A little bit of me kind of just venting slash I've been going through some stuff in my head about like the influencer industry and like, you know, are influencers sellouts and where is this going? Is Instagram going to survive? Just a lot of questions that I'm a little nervous. I don't know the last time I was nervous in front of a camera. Just a lot of questions that have been whirring around my head that came up in a lot of conversations I had with my influencer friends and people that are involved in the social media industry, people outside the social media industry. And I mean, everybody's kind of on it, but I mean, people working in it. And to very bluntly answer a question that I know a lot of you guys have asked, but I think a lot of you should know by now, is how do influencers make money? And we make money primarily, speaking in my case and most of my friends, through collaborations. So brands pay us to talk about clothing, to talk about their clothing, but we always have a say in it, right? So it's never just like, I'll wear this and say it's good. It's always like, you want to work with this brand? For me, the standard has always been, if I would pay the price tag for that piece of clothing, then I can promote it authentically. So that's how we made money or make money. And the industry has changed a lot. There's been a bunch of influencers that came up, and I think some of them kill it and they did it for the right reasons, and some influencers aren't, in my opinion, true influencers because they bought their followers, bought their likes, and kind of distorted the industry a little bit. To each his own. I'm not judging anybody for whatever their actions are. I'm just trying to speak about the industry objectively. And I think it's changed the industry a little bit. So now what we're seeing is Instagram like wanting part of that money, and it's harder to reach the people that even follow you. It's not even about reaching people that have not seen your account. It's about the people that are already following you and trying to get to them. And basically Facebook wants us to pay for that, so that we can reach you guys. So I kind of like caught on to that fairly early, obviously, because you know people and they talk about it. So I looked at a bunch of the YouTubers on Instagram, and they seemed to be growing without any problems. Their engagement was so awesome. So besides the many other things I'm going to get into that drove me to start and pursue my YouTube channel, really, it was also a growth strategy for Instagram. I wanted to build my YouTube because I figured it would kick back on my Instagram. So it was never trying to get my Instagram on my YouTube. I realized pretty early that that's pretty hard. It's more about having the ability like to work with Google and the search system to reach a new audience and actually teach them something. There we go. Besides that, I think Instagram in the beginning was for me a lot more about, hey, this is my outfit. I hope somebody likes it, somebody gets inspired by it, and if they do, awesome. Now I feel like Instagram's become a little bit of a flex. It's become a little bit more meaningless to me, in the sense that I still love connecting with people on there, and I still maybe it's just my feelings that are dampened by the ever-changing Instagram algorithm, but I feel like there's only so much of a connection you can get with people through that platform in a photo and in like 2-3 lines of caption. And I want to connect more. And now there's Instagram TV, and like I'm slow to get started with it because I'm a little bit upset by the fact that they change everything to like the 16:9 vertical format. They're trying to change videography as a whole. Like that's not how we shoot video. So that's been my quarrel with it. I'm like, just implement a button to like make it horizontal. YouTube for me is a whole different thing. YouTube for me is, I can actually talk to you guys. I feel like, I know I haven't been great in the comments recently, and I'm going to change that. I have a new solution for that, which I much prefer than sitting and typing. You'll stay tuned and you'll see. I haven't been very active, but I've been reading everything. I love hearing your guys' thoughts and seeing you interact, and I feel like I actually am, with the type of content that I produce, making more of a difference in your guys' life. It's literally like I sit down and start a video, and like, I'm not gonna lie, of course I think what's gonna do well, but what's gonna do well is in essence what you guys need, right? So I feel like I'm actually helping you guys solve a problem versus, okay, posting something where on Instagram where I get a bunch of likes from it. I used to get a ego boost, not gonna lie. Like I used to look for that external validation that isn't something I much need anymore. And I'm happy to have gotten there, but I'm wondering at the same time, okay, how is this detrimental to my career path? Because I find myself not wanting to be in photos as much. I find myself wanting to take more photos, and I still love photography, and I still think Instagram is an awesome platform overall, and to create that imagery, but I just feel like something in me has changed, and I don't know if it's for the better or for worse. I think in terms of my profession, in terms of my human being, I think so. I'm happy, I'm content. Which brings me to my next point though. I think, so I've been dating my girlfriend Hilda, who I absolutely love, for about 10 months now, and she's been a huge impact on me in a way that I didn't necessarily foresee. And it's that she's super, let's call it woke, she's super aware to social issues, political issues, environmental issues, all the things that I can now admit kind of just shut out of my life because I was happy living in my bubble. And you know, social and political issues, well, political issues aside for this video anyway. I mean, there's social implications with fashion, and there's definitely environmental implications with fashion. The social is less detrimental, I think. It's even there, I think we're seeing a little bit of a shift. Like, how do you express yourself through fashion? What is it that you want to say about yourself? But environmentally, I've become a lot more aware of the fashion industry's impact. Now, I don't really know how to tackle that, because here's the thing. Okay, I love fashion, and I'm sure if you're watching this, some of you do, all of you do, I don't know. So for me, fashion is an art, right? Creating sartorial art that you can wear. Not about the label, it's about the beauty of creating something with fabric to drape along our bodies. That's the one thing. And then the other thing is very utilitarian. It's to clothe you, to keep you warm, to keep you sheltered from weather, temperatures, whatever. And protected from the law, because you can't walk around naked. Then we have mass fashion, and we have like super designer, and everything in between. Now let's start with the extremes. Mass fashion, or fast fashion, there's obviously a lot of talk about the environmental impact, about labor conditions for the workers, and everybody's trying to do their best to like make amends and make it work, but the masses of clothes we produce can't be healthy for, and aren't healthy for our planet. On the other hand, you have designer clothing that costs thousands of dollars, and at the end of the day offers you the same utilitarian value, which is it keeps you clothed. Now I understand both, especially the cost factor for fast fashion, because for me, growing up, I found myself through fashion, and I didn't have the money to shop all designers, so what did I do? I went to the fast fashion retailers, and I clothed myself there because it was more affordable. Eventually I was able to afford a piece here or there, but I get this part, is all I'm saying. I get this. It needs to be affordable enough, or if it's the most affordable option, then some people are going to opt for that because money is the prime concern. On the other hand, there's people that don't really care about money and care about the uniqueness and, like I said before, the art and all of that goes into fashion. I don't necessarily see the point of that anymore either. Just because I feel like, by now I feel bad. I feel like if I'm spending $10,000 on a jacket, I can also get a jacket for even $500, and we'll talk about it in a second, and then spend $9,500 to make an impact on a social, environmental, and political level. So, in my opinion, much more important. Now, I'm not just an individual. I'm actually in the spotlight when it comes to fashion. You guys are watching my channel, hopefully. Following me on Instagram, hopefully. So for me, it's not just figuring these questions out for my own sake, but it's also figuring them out for you guys. What do I want to portray towards you? Like, what do I promote? And I guess for me, it's always been about the mix between high and low. Like that's what I used to wear. I used to wear all fast fashion, and eventually I was able to afford a piece here or there, and then I'd mix it in. Now, the balance of things is like, when are you spending enough money to get you the quality, to get you that extra lifespan? And at what point are you paying on top for a name brand, for a design like a jacquard weave, which is an intricate design that it just costs more, but it still has the same function? And that's something I've just been struggling with. And I honestly don't really know. To me, retailers like Club Monaco, for example, are right in the middle. But if I'm talking to you guys about Club Monaco, and a lot of you will say, you know, $100 for a pair of jeans, a pair of simple blue jeans is too expensive. I say they're currently like my favorite in my closet, but at the same time, another favorite pair of jeans of mine is from Rag & Bone, which is a higher price, and another one is from H&M, actually, yeah, and Zara, and they're lower priced. So where does that leave me? And that's, I don't know, just something I've been trying to figure out. I think I'm trying to make a step towards, you know, environmentally conscious and green fashion. But how do I do that when all these little companies that are coming up now also don't really have a budget to support marketing efforts and work with influencers? Because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for you guys, but I also need to get paid to actually live. I need to get paid to actually go shop and show you guys that. And here's like the catch 21, is that what it's called? If influencers just talked about the brands that they love and wear already, then the brands they love and wear already don't have any incentive of, you know, paying those influencers because they're already talking about them. So it's a little tough if you just want to do that as an influencer. But then you also have young and upcoming brands that are awesome, that are doing something different, and you want to support them because they're cool, and you don't know yet, but they're young and up and coming, and they probably don't have budget to work with you either. So I think it's always been a challenge of the influencer to go a little bit from what you always do and what you know and what you love, and to a certain extent making work the favorites in a store that you might not necessarily go to. So like I said before, like my benchmark has always been, am I going to pay for this? And like I said, I think 98% of the time, of course I've slipped up a couple times, and you know, like you're short on money and you want to take a job. I'm honestly, I feel like I'm grateful to be able to say that I've turned down most of the opportunities that I didn't feel comfortable with. But it's just, you see how that's like difficult. And then I think a lot of people are quick to say, okay, influencers are sellouts, because I think there's a lot of thoughts that go into that, and if somebody's taking it seriously, then I know they've thought about it. I know a lot of my friends have thought about it. What if Tide came to you and said, I wanna pay you to talk about Tide? Now you use Tide every time you load a washing machine, possibly, and if you do, it literally is super authentic that you would talk about it. Yet when you see it, you might think, oh, why is he promoting that? What a sellout. I disagree, but I just kind of wanted to lay that out a little bit. Overall, a little glimpse into my brain, and you know, all I want to say is, if you guys have any thoughts, you know, please drop them down below. I'd actually love to read what you guys have to say on the balance of, you know, growth and mass appeal versus all the other good things that there are, our planet and whatnot. Just know that I'm doing my best, honestly. I'm doing my best to try and combine those as good as I can. Like, it's, be aware that I'm thinking of it. And that's all I wanted to share with you guys for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I kind of feel a little lighter having talked to you guys about all that. So I'll see you soon with the next video. Until then, guys, as always, stay dapper, stay environmentally conscious, stay on a low budget, and stay woke, people.